It's Edna Keep here live with Free Coaching Friday, and today our topic is the benefits of working with a coach. And again, if you need my help, Edna at ednakeep.com or book a call with me. I'll put the link in the comments below. So the benefits working with a coach. Well, first of all, I want to let you know that I've had personal coaches since 1999, so many years. I know a lot of people were into sports in school, so they probably had coaches from very young. And I've heard people say that those coaches made such a difference in their life. That kind of stuff. Stop getting coached and rely on themselves because they're an adult, right? They feel they should be able to rely on themselves right now. But what I've learned is that a coach can really help you shortcut what you're trying to learn. Coaches are, good for many things. I mean, every sports professional has a coach. That's one thing. But most business, successful business owners, successful business people, successful salespeople also have coaches. And the reason is sometimes we can't see our blind spots. We just can't. We have the same struggles year over year, and someone else can take a look at your business and in 5 minutes and say, here's your challenge, right here, right there. Let's do something about it, and then give you some ways to help you overcome those challenges. So, some of the benefits, some of the reasons I've got coaches is to help me with my mindset, to help me leverage my business. To help me go from zero in real estate to 520 doors, mostly multifamily. Like there's coaches for everything out there nowadays. And they don't have to cost a lot either, just depending on your budget. I seen a program this morning on Facebook where they're charging $50 a month for you to become a member and learn what they teach. Personally, I like a lot of one-on-one or really concentrated knowledge, because generally when I hire a coach, it's for something specific. For right now, I'm actually working on a mindset coach because I want to take my income much higher in a much more efficient manner, working on only the things that I love to do. And I mean, I've had much success in the past, but everybody changes. And I think every single time that we set different goals, new level, new devil, as one of my coaches used to say, there's things that you need to wrap your head around, and there's different ways that you can grow. And being coachable is so huge. I was actually on a sales call or training call with my coach the other day, because we do some one-on-one stuff, but we also have some group coaching stuff. And one of the things that he pointed out is in some cases it took him longer to hit some of his goals because he wasn't coachable. His coach, who was Bob Proctor, said to him, your ego's too big, and that's why you're struggling here. He says, just listen to what I say and then just do it. So I just wrote in the chat box, because of course I don't like to disturb him when he's talking. I said, so Coach Dave, how coachable am I? And it wasn't until the end of the call that he came on and he said, oh, Edna, you're a 9. And it's true, I am. I believe I'm very coachable. I'm always open, Some things it's hard for me to wrap my head around, but I always like to listen to the opinions. And of course, if it's somebody I respect, admire, and they're getting the results that I want, truthfully getting them, not just telling you they're getting them, but really getting them, because that's one thing I see with so many coaches out there. I always ask, well, how many doors do you own? Because some of them don't own hardly any properties, and they're coaching people to scale their business. I wonder sometimes how they can possibly do that, but to each their own. So I want to know that my coach has done and is doing what they're teaching, and that they can help me shortcut stuff, because it's one thing if they can do it, but if they can't help me, maybe because sometimes people are good at doing it for themselves, but they are not good at helping other people do it. It's just like, well, just do it. That's what I do. Just do it. Well, it doesn't always work like that. People need to see, some of your processes and your thought forms and your ideas and your habits. That's another really big thing. Like I always ask my coaches, like, what's your daily habits? What do you do every day that no matter what happens, whether you're sick or traveling or your kids wake up in the middle of the night, what are some of the habits that you formed that you do every day no matter what? And that tells me a lot about a person. So if you're ever wondering and looking for a coach, ask them that. Because I think that those habits, those daily habits, and not just the ones that they have, but the ones we're working on, is going to say a lot. Some other benefits I've got from being in different coaching programs is the network. Like, what an amazing, place to meet like-minded people. I love being around other people who are open and training and studying their mindset and doing deals. Like, I love that because then I can learn from them too. And of course, I just love being around their energy. For example, the one training that I'm in right now, it's called the One Sale a Day Club. And I've reached out to many of the students on the call and say, hey, can we have a chat? Because I want to know more about what you do. Or if there's something I think I can help you with that I noticed that you commented on today. And, the calls are limited, so there's not always time for a whole lot of chit chat. And I've been able to help people. I've built relationships with people that I see as ongoing long-term business relationships. I got invited to a mastermind based on a call that I had with somebody earlier this week from that club. Also going to have them on my podcast. Like you get to know people that otherwise you would never get to know. Like, I would have never met this guy. He's from I think Pennsylvania State or something. I can't remember exactly, but I got to have a conversation with him. I think we chatted for like an hour and then booked another call and chatted again, and then our podcast couldn't work because he didn't have a good connection, so we chatted again, and then I was on his mastermind. So like 3 really great connections in one day. Got to know this guy quite well, somebody I already like. He's got great energy, and even just being on the call with other people on Zoom calls and stuff, you can see the energy they're putting off. Some of the ones that I like to reach out to too is, they, maybe struggled at the beginning, had a slow start, and then all of a sudden they just got it. Or like my coach says, I can't tell you when the penny's going to drop for you. That's something I can't tell you. But if you do what I say to do, it's going to drop for you. And to find out, this one lady on our call had been working with Dave, I think, for a year and a half. And last month, April, said to him, Dave, I got it. And she started making sales left and right, whereas before that she was kind of struggling. And those are the kind of things that coaches can help you with. They can see your blind spots. They can see areas for you to improve. One of the things that I started doing just based on being part of this club is actually practicing my sales more often, and I think I'm a pretty good salesperson, but there's things, stuff I was leaving on the table that I wasn't closing that I thought I should better. And so listening to more closing calls and different stuff like that. So all that kind of training can really add up to fully change you in a year, but you do have to be coachable. If your coach is, having the success and telling you to do something on a regular basis, one of the things that we just went through with our coaches, writing out great affirmations to say to yourself. When they tell you that, like, don't just say, oh yeah, someday I'll get around to it. Start it. Do it right now. Don't wait. One of the things on one of our calls, we were talking about paradigms and how you can overcome your limiting beliefs and change your paradigms. And he said, I've learned that if you can't speak on a topic for 15 minutes, at least, you don't understand it. Because so many people, they study, they get the gist of something, but they don't really understand it. And he said, is there anyone on here that feels that they could speak for 15 minutes about paradigms? And I thought, oh, I could. And I put up my hand. And so the next morning, I think I had or maybe it was the following Monday, I did a Facebook Live like this. And I started talking about paradigms. And I think I got to 6 minutes. And I went, okay, maybe I don't understand it as well. Or at least. And so I thought, okay, I got to get better at this. So I set up a webinar to teach other people about paradigms. And when it was all said and done and I practiced it, it was 11 minutes. And I went, okay, I'm still short. I got to add some stuff. So I did some more reading. I did some more studying. And when it was all said and done, it ended up being like about a 25-minute presentation. But to me, that's a great way to lock something in, is to start teaching other people. I mean, most of you guys, I know you on here, you've got kids. Start with them. They're open. And it's so empowering and thrilling, actually, when you hear your kids regurgitate something that you've taught them. And I know I'm going to repeat myself, but I'm going to tell this story again. Just the other day, because I have my daughter studying some of Bob Proctor stuff. And she went through the Paradigm Shift 3-day live stream. I had it at my house, and I had a few people over, and we watched it together, and then we started studying it. I printed her booklet off, and she and gave her the book Think and Grow Rich to read, and she's also been reading the Robert Kiyosaki book. And the other day, one of her friends said, you know, Mrs. Keep, I have a goal. She had her friend on her FaceTime, and I was wanting to teach her something else about the conscious mind, subconscious mind, the body, and how they relate. So I was taking a minute to teach her that. And I said, oh, well, I'll wait till you're done on your call. And she said, no, actually, this is my friend Ollie. He wants to know this stuff. And so I started telling them both, explaining it both to them. And he said to me, he said to me, you know, I have a goal, Mrs. Keep, and I don't know how to reach it. And I said, well, tell me what your goal is. And he said, I want to be a millionaire. He's 18, right? I want to be a millionaire. And I said, that's a great goal. But he says, but I don't know how to get to become a millionaire. And so I was going to start telling him. And my daughter Desiree, she jumps up and down. She goes, Mom, can I tell him? Can I tell him? Can I tell him? And I said, she goes, I know this part. And she said, okay, so Holly, so your goal is a C-type goal. That's the kind of goal that you want to have, because it's a growing goal, meaning you do not know how to hit that goal. Most people get stuck in the A and B type goals, which is something that you already know how to do, or if you stretch a little bit, like maybe work a little overtime, or sell something, you can make that extra 10 grand a year or whatever. But she says a C-type goal, which is the goal that you want to have, is one you don't know how. And I went, wow, I love it. Like we just learned that in Bob's program in January, and it resonated enough with her to know that she is setting goals that she has no idea how she's going to hit them. And I mean, at 18 years old, how do you know? How do you know? And she knows that she wants a job, or a career, I should say, where she's free to come and go. She wants to be in sales. She loves being around people. She loves to talk. She's engaging. She's interested in other people. Always has been, right from a little kid, when our friends would come over and they would talk about, their grandkids or something like that. She would remember, and the next time they'd come over, she'd ask them questions about that. And I was always impressed that she actually didn't just, hi, our friends, she was actually interested and engaged when you talk to them. And so that's what makes a great salesperson. And so I've been talking to her about getting into sales. So when I see her regurgitate some of the stuff back to me that I'm teaching her, I love it. Even my oldest daughter. I've heard words come out of her mouth from the time she was a little girl that she would tell her friends. And I would say, hey, I taught you that, and you guys all will have the same things. There's things that you hear, kids follow you, even when you don't mean them to. I mean, the other day, my coach was saying, I'm not proud of this, but I gotta tell you, the other day, my little girl, I think she's 2 or something, she was trying to pull a book out and she couldn't get it out, and she's going, fuck. And he goes, oh my God, I know where that comes from. Well, I'm very guilty of that. And I know now why my girls have potty mouths too. And you know what? My parents did too. It's funny, but the apple never falls far from the tree. So when you catch your kids doing something right, Give yourself credit for what you're doing right. And you know what though, when they're doing something wrong, sometimes you got to give yourself credit for that too. I mean, sometimes they're making some poor decisions and we can help them through that. Sometimes they're poor decisions, it's what's going to help them grow. So I don't think we can coddle them for the rest of their lives either. But again, coaching is huge. You coach your own kids, you do it yourself. But hiring coach, I tell you, has been one of the biggest game changers for me. I don't think I'll ever be without a coach in my life. I trade them up and change them out depending on what I'm working on at different times. Those are some of my benefits of working with a coach. So hopefully you got value out of that. And again, if you need my help, I help people build multifamily portfolios from scratch. And I also help people a lot with their mindset. So I have 2 training programs that I work with now. So if I can help you with either of them, reach out to me and let me help you grow a lot. So we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Have a great long weekend. Bye for now.